Hello, welcome to the latest episode of the Carbon Show. So, this episode we will briefly talk about how Tesla has been doing in China and some of the context to their development. So, there's not really any specific point that can start with. Maybe I can just pick some random numbers first. So first, we can just look at how Tesla has been doing China for the past 7 or 8 years. So I think the first year that Tesla is available China is 2014. So that year they shipped about 4,700 Model S. So that's in their early days. They only have Model S ready. And sales weren't that great in 2014. So only 2,500 of that cars were sold. And then things got slightly better in 2015. So we have 3,700 total sold in China by Tesla. And part of it is due to the fact that they introduced Model X. So that's your mid-sized SUVs. And then there are some turning points in the future. So first one is 2017 when Tencent bought 5% stake of Tesla. So Tencent, I think a lot of you might have already noticed the previous episodes of my other podcast that it is one of the largest tech companies in China, and they started as a social network messaging and game company, but soon, like in the late 2000s, they started to slowly transition also into a VC company. So they started investing a lot of other tech companies, and Tesla is probably their biggest move into the hardware and auto industry. Obviously, they also invested in another big electric vehicle company in China called NIO. So they're not trying to put all their eggs in one basket. And then 2018, so that's when China has reached agreement with Tesla to allow them to set up a manufacturing facility in Shanghai. And it ran through some hurdles, mostly because the China's National Development and Reform Commission, they usually have a 50% foreign ownership cap. So what that means is if you are setting up a branch of an international company, such as the Tesla Giga Shanghai in this case, foreign equity cannot exceed 50%. So that means Tesla itself as a United States company can own only up to 50% based on the regular laws in China. However, China made an exemption for Tesla. So now Tesla basically owns almost all of the Giga Shanghai. Some people also call it the Giga Factory 3. That's their third major manufacturing facility. So the construction of Giga Shanghai took about 2 years, and it started manufacturing delivery late 2019 or early 2020. And they mostly focused on two models now. Tesla Model 3, it's kind of like a compact or mid-sized sedan based on different definition, and then Tesla Model Y, so similar chassis as the Tesla Model 3, but SUV. And I think in maybe 1 or 2 years, Giga Shanghai will also be the main manufacturer of Tesla's compact model. I don't think they have agreed on the name yet, so most people refer to it either as Tesla Model 2 or Tesla Model Q. So it will be a most likely a four-door electric hatchback car. So kind of like a electric, Volkswagen Golf. So that's the brief history of Tesla in China. And besides the car manufacturing, China also has the second largest supercharger network for Tesla, just behind the United States. So they've always been pretty fast at building those chargers. Even by the end of 2019, they already have 300 chargers. And I just went on to the Tesla Greater China's Twitter, and just a week ago, they announced that they've now surpassed 1,000 superchargers in China. So that's usually a good sign you want to see, because that means, Tesla just has huge confidence, not just about the manufacturing in China, but also the market in China for Tesla. They are willing to invest heavily for the infrastructure. And also that's a beneficial return, because it will also encourage more people to purchase Tesla, especially later on when you have Giga Shanghai as the main manufacturer of the compact Tesla model, and China is probably also going to be the largest market for that compact model. You won't have that much space for battery storage, so you definitely need to have a very robust and accessible charger network to make that compact model work in China. So overall, Tesla China, both in terms of manufacturing and market, it's probably I've seen different versions of number, but it's probably somewhere between quarter to a third of the total revenue and manufacturing. And there's also a guy with Twitter handle, I cannot enough. I know he recently did an episode on calling about the Tesla forecast. So here I borrowed a figure from his slideshows, and you can see it on the show notes later. But what he's forecasting based on the data is that the Giga Shanghai, or the you can just call it the Tesla China manufacturing, they will be responsible for probably half of all the Model 3 and Model Y manufacturing, and that's basically just half of the total Tesla manufacturing in the near term, because Model S and Model X, they are just very small number of vehicles compared to those mainstream models. And then starting by the late 2023, so in about 2 years, we will probably see the compact model start to get manufactured and pushed to the market. So by 2025, so that'll be about 4 years from now. Again, the Shanghai factory will just be about 1/3 of the total manufacturing capability of Tesla. And that's including everything like the S3XY regular models and the Cybertrucks and Tesla semis manufactured in Austin, most likely. So from these, we know that China is just going to be a super important piece of the puzzle to Tesla's both short-term and long-term success. And I think there are some both good things and bad things happening in the China's environment right now. The good thing is definitely that China has similar trends in terms of clean energy adoption as other countries. They might be a little bit behind compared to most like European and United States, because they're pledging a 2060 net zero instead of 2050. So 10 years behind, but that's just because they need to turn around with their coal heavy electricity generation right now. But that's just a delay, not a directional disadvantage here. So we'll definitely see more and more people in China adopting electric vehicles. And now Tesla Model 3 and Y are already two of the top three best-selling EV models in China. So they are most likely to stay that way. And once we see the release of the Tesla compact model in China, very likely it's going to claim the top spot. But we'll see, because right now the top best-selling EV in China is probably a sub $15,000 model manufactured by a joint venture between GM and some China car manufacturers. It's also a compact model, but as you can see, even Tesla can hit below 25,000. It will still be much more expensive than the current top seller. So how the competition is going to play out is going to be quite interesting to see. Some of the bad things we might see is, well, first of all, we still have the trade tension going on. So there could be further like technical restrictions placed on Tesla, because maybe the US government doesn't want all the EV technology to be exposed to a foreign country. So maybe they won't do the most cutting edge manufacturing in Tesla Giga Shanghai anymore. Another thing is we're just seeing all the other EV companies, local EV companies booming in China, and they are doing some causing some pretty serious competition to Tesla. One of the Tesla's current and future biggest competitor is NIO. So they are releasing product line that's similar to Tesla, and they are, one of their advantages over Tesla is their quote unquote like charging network has some advantages, because instead of besides the regular charging and quick charging network, they also provides a BaaS service, battery as a service. So what that means is you can just go to one of the battery swapping station and change the whole battery with the fully charged one under like 5 minutes. And no matter how quick you can get a quick charging, it's always going to take more than 20 minutes. So that's some serious competition here. So it will be interesting to see which one will go to the top. Is it going to be the super fast charging in the future, or is it going to be the battery as a service or battery swapping model? So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. If you have any more questions about Tesla in China, definitely would love to do a future episode on this as we see things ramp up more in the future. So feel free to leave a comment here, or you can direct message me in calling or on Twitter. Thank you for your time, and hope to see you again next time. Thank you.